Sellers.
And we are here to talk about. Oh, we probably got to share mics. We are here to talk about faith. Lots of things could be said about faith, but since we're here together, I guess we'll share about maybe a pivotal time in our lives where we've had to have faith together. So we've been married for close to 18 years. It'll be 18 years this year. And in 2016, like literally around this time in 2016, we had a faith moment in our marriage. And so we're originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I went to school in DC, HU, and I developed some really great relationships in the DC area. So when we were dating, we would visit together and we were like, oh, one day we could see ourselves living there, whatever. But that was kind of it. No real plan, any of that. In January of 2016, we were invited to come out because that's where we are now in Maryland. We were invited to come out and support a friend. And on the way home, we had some conversations. I'll let you take it from here.
So the conversation was pretty much, centered around the idea of possibly living out here, and what that would take. So we had, separate moments, I believe, along with ourselves and God and things like that. And, at some point in time on the way back home, we were just talking about discussing it and things like that. And then from there, I think we kind of, came together and was like, oh, you had that moment too? Like you was having that same exact idea? Oh, wow. And this is again, two separate times, at two separate moments, separated from each other, just having this idea. So, we thought about it, talked about it, then we came up with like a possibly a 2-year plan. And yeah, so I guess you had like this life coach person, and I'll let you take that part because you're good at that.
All right. So at the time, I had a life coach, and so she was just kind of asking about the trip, and she was really excited when we were. I was sharing with her about the idea of relocating. Excuse me. And then when I got to the part about 2 years, she literally laughed at me and she was like, "You want me to believe God told you that?" She was like, "Yeah, y'all need to go back. You need to pray. You need to talk. And why don't you just start exploring some things? Because 2 years." She was like, "I'm not feeling the 2 year part." So we started talking like, wait, what? Because we got to find jobs. We got to find a house. We have to uproot our family. Like, we have to do all the things. Fast forward, we moved in July. So 8 months later, 7 months later, we moved. And so, and it's crazy. Like, we really, we stepped out on faith when we decided to apply to become family teachers with this organization called Boys Town. So they were going to relocate us. We would live there. We would work there, all the things. We applied for the one in DC. And everything was going well. And then all of a sudden, it came back that they were like, oh, we want you, but we want you in Florida. And we were like, we pretty sure we heard God. So then we started trying to devise a plan like, okay, well, if we had to live in Florida for 2 years, it could be fun and we could stack our money and then move to DC in 2 years because that's what we originally said. But we were like, but we pretty sure we heard God say that we could move to the DMV. And so we held on to that. And it's crazy because 2016 was a leap year. And so that was kind of our slogan for the year. Like we just kept on talking about like this was literally our leap year. Like we were taking a huge leap of faith. And so yeah, we moved. God worked everything out. We moved in July of 2016, and we've been leaping ever since.
Yep, leaping ever since, along with our two girls, who are basically, doing a lot of different things and in different activities. My oldest daughter, she's into dance; she's a pre-professional, and then my youngest daughter, Courtney, she is a competition, gymnastics and things like that. And we have to like step out on faith for everything, especially when it comes down to them. Not alone, let alone our bills and things like that, but just being able to provide for them and trusting God day in and day out. And it's been one of those things, and we're still trusting God from that very first moment when we, decided and pray and trust and believe that He will, provide a way and provide, financial, things like that for us to survive. He has been doing that. So we are very grateful and thankful for that. And yeah, and I think that's our faith moment in our lives, and we're still living it out day in and day out. So yeah, I don't know if you want to add anything else to that at all.
Not necessarily. I mean, like you said, like every day, I feel like there are so many different seasons of faith that we have really lived through. Like we decided we wanted to get serious about buying a house, and then the pandemic hit. Like I think we saw one house, and then the next week we were in a pandemic, and so even navigating that. But in August of 2020, in the middle of a pandemic, we closed and moved into our house. So just really having opportunities, excuse me, throughout our marriage to really just trust God and to grow our faith individually and together. And that's all.